Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is the Spagameister. Welcome to part 2 in my legendary walkthrough for Halo Reach. On the first episode, we got introduced to Noble Team and helped retake a downed communications outpost. In this episode, we're going to help retake an important facility in ONI Alpha Site.
Advised Kilo 3-3 and Kilo 3-4, your current LZ is too hot. Roger that. Dot, stand by to receive and respond.
Yes, Commander. Coordinates received. Initiate immediate course correction. The Office of Naval Intelligence Sword Base is presently under siege from a Corvette-class Covenant vessel. Due to the sensitive nature of this facility, use of orbital rounds has been, for the moment, prohibited. Regrettably, my efforts to obtain relevant data on enemy forces have been unsuccessful. However, current defensive forces are insufficient. ONI has requested Team Noble's direct intervention to help secure Sword Base.
All right, people. We're stuck with that ship for the time being. Let's focus on the hostile infantry. Give those troopers a hand. Cat 6, you're out here. George, Emil, you're next. Get prepped.
Let's move, Lieutenant.
Cat 6, push back the attack on Sword Base. Find out what we're dealing with.
Roger that. Bring your strike team.
Going hot! Take your pick. There's plenty for everyone.
Spartans, hostiles north.
Okay, so after you eliminate the 4 grunts up the center, make your way up the left-hand side, and you'll have a pretty nice vantage point to take on most of the enemies down below in the courtyard.
You've got enemy contact, Spartans.
Now if you get the chance, look around for a plasma pistol. You'll want to use that to strip the shields off the elites in this area. After this initial group, there will be 4 skirmishers down the slope. Again, have your DMR ready and you can pop these guys off fairly quickly.
Area secured.
Noble 2 to sword control. Courtyard is clear. Over.
Head for the main gate to the east. I'll brief you as you go.
Sword control, I see a target located. Any artillery support in the area?
Limited, but we'll prioritize whatever you need, ma'am.
3 Echo 5-7, headed back to base. We've got enemy tangles on our 6. How copy?
Roger. Got him in my sights.
Go on the shoot. Over. Round complete. Over.
Now entering this stretch, you'll want to have the target designator to take down one of the 2 wraiths. I prefer not to use it against the second one. That vehicle I want to take control of at a point shortly here, and use it to clean up most of the enemies that will engage later on. Before you do attempt to board this vehicle, make sure you brought a plasma pistol along and took down the gunner on top of the vehicle. What you can do after that is hop into the gun, that'll force the driver out, and you can quickly gun him before he can take you out. With that, then we'll have a vehicle that is in mint condition.
The old Farragut station has its own comms array. That should bring us back online with command. Airview Base has an anti-air battery that will help clear the skies.
AA gun is to the west. Comms array is to the east. Let's roll.
So when I find myself doing this mission, if I were using a Warthog, I'd probably circle around counterclockwise, hitting the AA gun first before going to the comms tower. But if I have the Wraith, it's often easier to go to the counterclockwise approach, hit the comms tower first, then the AA.
Hope that comms array has a working generator.
As we approach the comms tower, look out for the Revenant that is off towards the middle between these two structures. If you land a couple of hits on that vehicle, that will normally bring it down. And from there, move your way up to this far structure. Kind of keep your distance. You'll want to avoid any plasma grenades that the grunts or the elites can throw your way. The Elite Ultra is probably going to be your biggest problem if you do wind up getting too close to the building. He'll throw grenades pretty effectively, and he doesn't miss unless if you're really quick on the movement. At this time, if you did have the armor lock, swap it out for sprint. You will not need it any longer. And instead of heading off to the other tower to activate the comms array, I'm going to sit up here next to the sniper rifle, pick off the skirmishers and the grunts that are deployed from this spirit. And once I've cleared out most of the enemies, I don't need to get everyone, but just enough so that I can at least grab the sniper rifle and I can just run into the building and melee whatever happens to be standing. As I suspected, there was just one grunt remaining. Prior to leaving this building, secure the rocket launcher that is within the structure.
Spartans, this is Sword Control. Thought you could use some mobile firepower.
So we'll drive back to the Wraith, and we'll continue to use this vehicle. Here is an intermediate combat section. It's not a ton of resistance, but it can be a little bit annoying if you take it a little too slow. But what you're going to have are a couple of elites, a few grunts from the spirit dropship, and there are a couple of ghosts that are up the hill. One of them will normally work its way down to you. But this is the main reason why I like to take the clockwise approach in the Wraith. Any ghosts that are on the slope are much easier to hit with the mortars.
I'm picking up a power source. We're close to the AA gun. That's the gun over there. Should be a reset control somewhere better than that.
Now heading up to the AA gun, I like to sit up at the upper path and fire down on the elites and the grunts surrounding this area, or within this area. There are a few grunts within the main building that we'll have to enter before activating the switch, and on top of that building is just one elite that is armed with a plasma launcher. Look out for this spirit dropship that will come in shortly after you kill off enough of these enemies. And besides that, there is a phantom that will deploy a couple more ghosts for us. And if you're in position, you can just unload a mortar onto that. And then we'll head into this main structure and eliminate the general that is guarding the switch. This guy happened to be distracted by the Marine that was driving around on the Warthog. Or maybe he was just on foot.
Noble strike, this is Noble leader. Get back to Sword Base ASAP.
On our way, Commander. 6, let's go.
Good work, Spartans. Return to Sword Base. The rest of your team is inbound, imminent.
Now before I leave this area, I want to make sure that I secured the sniper rifle that was on that little side building. And then make sure you have a DMR available. We're going to juggle these two weapons down to the Gauss Warthog. And we'll make sure that this Marine will get a rocket launcher. He's going to ride shotgun for us. And we'll go back and get Cat before we press onward. And there we are. So you could finish out this vehicle section with the Wraith. It's actually not too bad, but I think the Warthog is a little bit of a better option.
Be advised.
It's nice to have a vehicle that has a little bit more speed.
6. Get your
Cat is fairly accurate with the turret, and the Marine is going to do pretty nice with the rocket launcher. So guarding the entryway that we're working our way back towards, there will be 3 different revenants and at least 1 ghost. I like to follow this circular motion going around this rock a little bit, take out at least a couple of the revenants, and then I'll try to keep my distance on whatever is left on the field.
We're stalled in the tower atrium. Cat, where are you?
Opening the gates now.
So drive the Warthog and park it within this little garage entryway. You will have some troops at the top of the slope that we'll need to bring down. This is a much more efficient method to clearing up those troops and giving ourselves a little more breathing room. Don't worry about trying to take everything down, you just need to soften up the forces so that way we can move up, and we can either use a sniper rifle to eliminate the elites, or we can just grab a plasma pistol off one of the grunts or jackals and finish off whatever is left. Now there is one elite ultra or zealot that will attempt to flee. If you're fast enough, you can try to plasma combo him, but another method is to use a sniper rifle. It'll probably take about 4 rounds, including a headshot, to eliminate him. So with that guy out of the picture, I need to go back, find the rocket launcher, and we're going to have a small battle against a couple of hunters. This is why the rocket launcher is very important. I'm not terribly concerned about saving ammo for the rocket launcher. It's very likely that you'll burn through it while fighting those 2 hunters. But one good option, just like with some of the other Halo games outside of Combat Evolved, is to swap out with the Marine once you're down to a single round, and you'll have a ally that will have infinite ammo in his weapon.
Let's get to the atrium. We have to go through the security office.
So if it just so happens to be the case that you burned through most of your rocket launcher, I would advise swapping with the Marine if he has your sniper rifle, and you can just use the sniper rifle, just like in Firefight, to kill that last hunter.
I'm clear.
Yeah, nice work, Cat. She just killed the last elite for me.
Got something you want to tell me?
Corvette's hitting this base hard.
Where's our orbital support? Got to be 4 platforms that could take it out with a single Mac round.
Welcome to the Office of Naval Intelligence, and all representative will be with you shortly.
I doubt that very much.
So entering this little stretch, the security hallway, I like to use the sniper to at least take down the elite ultra before moving forward and pulling off the grunts.
This looks like a highly defensive.
6, head upstairs and assist the meal. George, make sure he gets there.
Depend on it.
So as we work through the interior of the base, what I like to do is push up on the right hand side, take care of the small handful of grunts hiding in the first lab. As you work your way across, there will be some more grunts and an elite ultra. Kind of take your time through this. This is kind of a I'd say it's a little claustrophobic, fighting through some of these corridors and rooms. It might be worth your while to simply use a plasma combo to take down the elites instead of a sniper rifle.
Need another Spartan up here. 6, get to the top floor and assist the meal.
When you get up to this point, don't cross the bridge yet. Wait for the 2 skirmishers or the 2 jackals to show up. Normally there's 1 elite that will accompany this group. I'm trying to lure him out, but he might be a little bit shy for us. And there's the elite. Just sitting a little further back, but now if you happen to not engage the zealot earlier at the courtyard, you will be situated just on that level directly across from us. As you cross this point, that is going to trigger a general to arrive. He's going to be on the uppermost level, firing his fuel rod cannon. And he's going to be the most dangerous enemy that we have to engage in this mission. If you find yourself struggling against this general, or don't even want to risk assassinating him, this is a good time to use your sniper rifle to bring him down. So it'll take 4 shots, including a headshot, to bring him down as well. Then just clean up any jackals or elites that are standing.
Commander, this base won't survive another salvo from that Corvette. Kill those banshees.
Upstairs, Lieutenant. We need those long swords in the air. About time.
Alright, so we are entering the final bit of combat for the mission. Look out for this Phantom. It will deploy a couple of stealth elites. If I still have the sniper rifle at this time, I will use whatever is left in it to take care of them. Make sure you at least shoot off the gunner on the side of the Phantom before you press forward. Or at least when you're engaging the 2 elites. I find the turret guy can be extremely lethal at this point. Now these banshees aren't going to be so much of an issue for us. They are not going to really target us whatsoever. You got plenty of rocket launcher ammo, so wait until you lock onto the aircraft before you fire around. After you clear the last banshee, that will end the mission.
Noble team, long swords are inbound and ready to push. Orbital defense is standing by to take the shot.
Beautiful, ain't it? Someone should take a picture. Nice work, by the way.
I aim to please.
5, 6. Get down to the science wing. Dr. Halsey wants a debrief and command saying we're all hers.
Repeat? Sounded like you said Halsey.
I did.
Copy that, on our way. Don't need command to tell me. Been all hers half my life.
I requested your assistance, Commander, and do not need a report on events that occur on my own doorstep. What I do require is a detailed account of your previous engagement. George, it's been too long.
Mom,
What have you done with my armor?
just some additions I've made.
Indeed. Visegrad Relay. Its data center was home to one of my xenoarchaeologists, Professor Laszlo Sorvad. Perhaps you could shed some light on his death.
If he was a civilian male in his mid-60s, he died with a Covenant energy sword through his abdomen.
Elites, then.
They engaged us as well. It was just after we found your scientist's daughter, Mom. She was hiding in the...
Irrelevant. The elites. Tell me more about them.
3, Zealot class. 1 got by us. The leader, from the looks of him.
Zealots. You're certain?
Their armor configuration matched.
Shield strength, too.
I gave the order not to pursue. Our primary objective was to get the station's relay back online.
Your primary objective? Commander, are you a puppet or a Spartan?
Ma'am?
There are those at ONI, myself included, who believe the Covenant dispatch elite advance teams to hunt down artifacts of value to their religion. Survivor accounts suggests such teams are small, nimble, and almost always Zealot class. No doubt they came to the station for the abundance of ONI excavation data stored there. And you let them get away.
Data retrieval was not a command directive. Even had we known, we had other more urgent matters to attend to.
Like warning the planet.
Professor Sorvad's final entry in his field notes made reference to a latchkey discovery. Latchkey. Not a word he would use lightly. So let's hope that the data module your Lieutenant Commander stole contains it.
Cat?
Before you ask, I was alerted the moment you attempted to access its contents, as I am with any unauthorized tap. That data is classified Tier 1. I could send you to the brig for interfering with my work.
Maybe you'd like to join her.
I'm sorry?
We're currently under emergency planetary directive, winter contingency. I'm sure you're familiar with the punishment for civilian interference with the Spartan deployment.
Are you threatening me, Commander?
Just making a reading suggestion, ma'am. Let's move, noble team.
Mom?
That will be all, George.
Okay, and that is going to do it for this episode, having completed ONI Sword Base. This is a fairly nice short mission, not too bad in terms of the way of combat. Definitely some fun vehicle encounters throughout the level. I hope you all enjoyed this walkthrough. Thank you all for tuning in on this episode. I am very grateful for the support. If you want to check out any other guides for this game or for any other Halo title that I've done up to this point, head on over to the channel. You can click the links at the end of this video for previous or future guides, as well as the subscribing to the channel and checking out my other stuff. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all have a great day or night, and I will catch you in the next one.